Oh my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, if you missed that match that just happened on Arthur Ashe in the US Open men's final, you absolutely missed out on an all-time epic. Rafael Nadal winning his 19th Grand Slam, defeating Daniil Medvedev in an absolute epic 5-set match, almost 5-hour match, to win. On this episode, we're going to break down what happened, how did the match go through, what made it so crazy, how each player played, and we're going to look at what it means for Rafa and what it means for Daniil going forward from this. So let's get into all that on this episode of The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Wow, folks. Well, I'm honestly exhausted after just watching the 5 hours of tennis that just unfolded before our eyes. And I'm sure that Daniil Medvedev and Rafa Nadal can barely walk at this moment. Although I'm sure Rafa and his team are hitting the old champagne and giving him small wobbly legs after pulling that victory out of who knows where. Because that match started one way and ended up a completely different way. So we're going to get into that. Welcome to the show, folks. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Also, stay tuned to the end of this video for an announcement on how you can win some of our new merch and just some special announcements about the Slice. So stay tuned to the end of the video for that. I'm just out here drinking some tea in my new Slice bagel mug because my throat literally hurts from yelling and being so intense during that match. Anyways, yeah, what happened in that match? So, coming to this match, we knew that Rafa Nadal was feeling fresh, he'd only dropped one set in the tournament, hadn't played any long, hard matches for him, came into the match looking great. Daniil Medvedev also came into the match looking pretty great, and we thought, a lot of you guys thought, I saw in the comments, it was going to be an easy walkover. Some people said there was no point in even watching the final. I forget who said that in the comments, but I feel bad for you. But not really, because you should never think that, because it's two professional tennis players playing a match. You should never not watch it. But the way the match started, it kind of looked like it was going to be a straightforward victory for Rafa Nadal over Daniil Medvedev. So it started out pretty tight, but then Rafa ended up getting the first set. And then Rafa won 7-5, so it was tighter than we thought. And then he won the second set 6-3. And then things were on course for just a 3-set victory. I think Nadal was even up a break in the third set. And things were going to as planned and as I thought and as everyone who kind of knew tennis would have thought. Because to be honest, it is a bad matchup for Medvedev's game against Nadal. I'm going to get a little bit into why that is. And I thought it was going to be super straightforward. The reason I think that at that point I was like, this isn't a great, the Nadal-Medvedev matchup isn't great for Medvedev because out of the big three, Federer's the most aggressive and he plays the most attacking tennis consistently. He never drops back and plays the more defensive person. Against every opponent, he's going to be the more aggressive person or he's going to be at least using their power to hurt them and come forward and try and finish points quickly. He's never going to sit back and play defensively and grind it out, which there's nothing wrong with doing that, but that's just not his style. Nadal's kind of in the between. He has an amazing attacking game as well, but he can also grind people to death when he's playing someone more aggressive. Think of like Dominic Thiem in the US Open last year, which is an absolutely epic match. Thiem was hitting bigger than Nadal the entire match and playing probably more aggressive, but he ends up grinding it out and winning. He can do that well. And then Djokovic is the ultimate best at playing defensive. He's obviously a great attacker as well. They all do everything great, but he can usually use other people's power to redirect it, play smart tennis, and also never miss when he wants to. He can literally never miss. We saw that in the Wimbledon final. In 3 tiebreakers, he didn't have a single unforced error. So he can drop back into that defensive mode where defense wins championships, literally. So Daniil Medvedev plays very similarly to Novak Djokovic, where he can do that defensive mode and he can just not miss. And that actually threw Djokovic off his game because he's better at beating players who he can make them miss by his consistency and him just being a backboard. Daniil Medvedev can also do that, and that seems to throw Djokovic off a bit, as we saw when Medvedev beat him in Cincinnati. But against Nadal, we saw him lose in the Montreal final pretty handily because Nadal attacks too much, and I think Medvedev was just too complacent, just sitting back and trying to out-rally Nadal, who can out-rally but who can also step forward and pounce and just destroy you. So that's how this match looked. And Medvedev wasn't doing a great job at coming forward and attacking when he had a great up the line backhand that was making Nadal do a squash shot. He wouldn't come forward and finish the point. He didn't look confident coming forward. And for the first 2.5 sets, we were like, this is Nadal's doing what he wants. He's playing better in these key moments, and he's winning this match. So that was my thoughts with that. It'd be interesting for me to see. I think Federer destroyed Medvedev in Miami when they played, and I just think that's not a good style matchup for him either. But then, as the third set was coming to its climax, I was like, there's probably a way, as Nadal just being the absolute champ he is, going to find a way to win this match right here. Medvedev stepped up and broke to get back on even terms, I think. And then as the match got to, it was 5-all and then 6-5, and Nadal was serving to make it a tiebreaker. Now, Medvedev just started not missing at all, being more aggressive, but also not missing and just playing literally beast mode. So he pushed it to a 4-set after hitting a return winner on his first set point, which is epic. And I just went, oh, hold up a minute here. This guy looks like he still believes. Even though after the match, when he lost, he said that he was just thinking about his speech, but he kept trying for his post-match speech after losing in 3 sets. He literally said that. So there's no crazy mental trick. But he just kept believing, and Nadal maybe let him into it a bit there. And then he looked like the better player in the 4th set, or at least the more fit player, because Nadal's age looked like it started to show. So he wins the 4th set, and then going into the 5th set, all the momentum's with Medvedev. Rafa's box was looking absolutely distraught, and I was almost thinking, is there something wrong with him physically? But I just think he was just literally hurting from the amount of running they had to do, because these rallies were super long, dragged out, epic hitting from both of them. It's one of those super tight matches. And then I think Medvedev relaxed a little bit in the 2-all game. He was up 40-love serving, and then he kind of lost focus, made a few unforced errors. Nadal came back, broke, went up 5-2. But then Medvedev brought it right back, and then it was so close. He even had a break point to go 5-5. And then Nadal just somehow, again, pulled out his warrior champ, I am not going to lose. You have to put me away mode. Hit unbelievable shots on the run with no gas left in the tank, and just pulled out the victory somehow and collapsed to the ground. And I am just kudos, Rafa. I know you guys know that I'm a Federer fan. I'm not ashamed about that. I am a Federer fan. I pull for Federer. But I was absolutely amazed, again, at Nadal's ability to win matches like this, pull it out, and fight till the very end. And he's an unbelievable champion. I'm taking nothing away from his victory for his 19th Grand Slam here at the US Open, because he could have lost that match so easily. That would have been a massive choke. The difference between Federer losing at Wimbledon and me saying that that's not a choke, because he had 2 championship points, except the match was extremely close the entire time. It's hard to win 2 points, especially when you're being the aggressor on both of those points. It's harder to win than it is to defend on those points, in my opinion, when you're being the attacking player. But Nadal's up 2 sets. It lets it all go, and then it's right down to the final moments. But he can find something from the depth of his warrior soul to win that still, to push Medvedev out of the way and say, sorry, Medvedev, your time is coming, but my time, it's still Rafa time, and I need my 19th Grand Slam. So kudos to Rafa and all the fans. I congratulate you on an amazing 19th Grand Slam championship. I can't believe what I just saw. It was amazing tennis, and it just turned out to be one of the all-time epic matches that I've watched. So I'm not going to get into the GOAT race on this, because to me, there's way too much that could be said. I want to keep this about the match today, but that was amazing. Kudos to Rafa. What does this mean for Daniil Medvedev? Daniil Medvedev is officially big time. He has separated himself, in my opinion, from all the other next-gen players because of his consistency. This whole year, basically, his record is unbelievable, but especially since Wimbledon. He's been in 4 finals of 4 tournaments, including the US Open. What would have happened if this seems to have been any other next-gen players? He would have come to the US Open with all his hype after winning Cincinnati, and he would have lost in the second round to somebody. But he didn't. He won, and he won, and he won. And he got the US Open crowd against him, and he kept winning. He used their energy, and he said, screw you guys, thank you for the energy, you're making me win. And he had an amazing speech at the end of this thing saying, you guys know I was being a bit of a wanker, you guys gave me the bad energy, but literally I used this energy to keep winning tonight, thank you. And it was just a lovey-dovey moment. It was great. But it was great to see him walk through you guys. He didn't have to play Djokovic, which was obviously good for him, but then he beat Wawrinka, beat Dimitrov, didn't have to play Federer, which was also good for him, for sure. And then shows up at the U.S. Open final. We think he's going to go down quietly and just have like, that would have been a great result for him. I would still be saying he's big time even if he lost in 3. But then he shows that he is just an unbelievable baseline warrior, and he's got fitness, stamina, guts. He can suppress his nerves in those big moments. Nadal had to have 3 championship points to win that match. And so there's just no way I've said this about people before, but there's no way I can't see Daniil Medvedev not winning a Grand Slam in the coming future. It could honestly be next year. You never know. So he's officially big time, and he's like taking Andy Murray's spot as like, I don't know, the 4th best player in the world, in my opinion, at this point right now. So anyways, that is an unbelievable match tonight. Also, a Canadian hero was born. Bianca Andreescu in the women's final took out Serena Williams in amazing fashion. Bianca Andreescu played amazingly aggressive and strong from the baseline, just using Serena's power, not having any nerves in the U.S. Open final, hitting winners from the baseline, left, right, and center. And she got a little bit tight at the end, but then she was able to play through. Serena did not play her best, obviously, but she was gracious losing this time, unlike last year, but still an unbelievable performance from Bianca Andreescu. And if you're not in Canada, you got to believe me that it's insane, the hype around tennis right now, and Bianca Andreescu being the first singles player to win a Grand Slam for Canada. So unbelievable there as well. So congrats, Bianca. Hit the sites up for an interview. If you want to win some free merch, we're going to be doing an Instagram giveaway. We are getting near 1,000 followers on Instagram, but we need to get to 1,000. So if you're watching this video right now, go follow @TheSliceTennis on Instagram. Like the post that'll be up there about merch, and comment 3 friends in that post, and you'll be entered for a draw to win this mug exactly that I'm drinking out of right now. It says, "Who wants a bagel?" It's a prototype. It's the only one that'll ever be made like it, and we'll send it to you for free. So you just got to do that. Go to the Instagram, follow @TheSliceTennis, like the post that's on there, and comment 3 friends in that post, and you'll be entered to win. Also, if I've ever brought you any value, these shirts, like I said, these shirts along with 3 other versions and this mug, the Bagel Time mug, so you can let your opponents know what time it is. It's Bagel Time. You can purchase them for now on www.theslicetennis.com. I've made it as cheap as I could. It's $19.99 for a t-shirt, and if you're in the States, it can ship to you for like $5. So if you're thinking about supporting the Slice, please do it. It would mean a lot to me, because honestly, YouTube barely pays any money, and during the majors, I put in about 20 to 30 hours a week on top of my 40-hour-a-week job, so I can bring you guys content. I love doing it. I'm gonna keep doing it. But if you'd like to support me and help me make this my full-time job, buy a shirt or 2, buy a mug, support the Slice, or join the Front Row Show, become a premium supporter for $10 a month, and get one of these shirts sent to you for free, whatever you want, or a mug. So thanks, guys. Thank you for the support. Thank you for an epic U.S. Open. Thank you for staying tuned during it. Be respectful in the comments. I know we're all going to get into it about 19th Grand Slam for Rafa, what this means in the GOAT race, etc., etc. I love it. Be respectful. And stay tuned for the U.S. Open vlog that I'm putting out about me playing tennis and some of my buddies in the U.S. Open in Canada. Okay, that was the hardest I've ever warmed up, because I know you guys are watching. I think Johnny probably got a little bit of the best of me in that one.
What was the score in the end there?
I actually lost track. I was just trying to hit a nice tweener for the... That's going to be on the channel. There's going to be a bit of a break from tournaments after this, because there's not much until the Asian swing, but we'll fill it up with some content for you guys. Check out the merch. Go to the website below right now. I appreciate it. I love you guys. We'll see you very soon.